Yeah, shall we start? Yeah, we are starting unit number 2, that is object-oriented programming. As part of object-oriented programming, we have 4 parts. First one is basics. Yeah, Prakash, I will tell you. Basics, and then design models, then relations, then principles, following by coupling cohesion. And finally, okay, so this is our object-oriented programming syllabus. Okay. Now, first we need to understand object-oriented programming basics. So as part of this, first you need to learn what is OOP. Next you need to learn why OOP. What is the main target of object-oriented programming? Programming elements. What is the main target of object-oriented programming? Then steps to create real-world object in programming world. Need of class, object, instance. Relation between them. And then you need to know need of variable, types of variables, types of methods. variable shadowing. Okay, these are the topics comes under object-oriented programming basics. Yeah, singleton class, factor design patterns and all comes under constructor topic. Okay. Just try to think yourself how many points completed up to now. Yeah, let's understand the points. Look at here, what is OOP? Can you tell me abbreviation of OOP? Is it a OOP? What the abbreviation of OOP? Is there any word called OOPs? Capital S OOPs or small s OOPs? Try to understand, there is a confusion in the market. OOP stands for object-oriented programming. Okay, OOP stands for object-oriented programming. We don't have a word called OOPs or OOPs. Small s OOPs or capital S OOPs not there. Only we have a word called OOP. But people convenience purpose, they're pronouncing it as OOPs. From childhood, people who are coming from English medium, whenever they're expecting something to happen, if not happen, immediately what they will say? They'll say, oops, right? So same thing is applied in Java also. Actually, the word is OOP, object-oriented programming. But because of regular habit, the people are start calling it as OOPs. Some faculties will use a small s OOPs and abbreviation as object-oriented programming. And there is no meaning for yes. Some faculties will tell object-oriented programming, capital stands for system, structure, synopsis. Okay. Actually, all these three abbreviations are wrong abbreviations. Okay, the wrong abbreviations created by industry for the word oops. Okay, this is the things. And if you wanted to take oops as an abbreviation, then system is accepted, structure, synopsis is wrong. Object-oriented programming system. What is a system? A system is nothing but a combination of multiple things, combination of multiple parts working together to give a final shape to an object. A system is nothing but a computer. Computer is a collection of multiple parts. All these parts are working together to give you output. Okay. System is a collection of multiple things to perform some operations and give you output. Naresh IT is a system. Okay, multiple faculties are working together to perform one operation to give you output, that is training and jobs. So object-oriented programming system. Okay, object-oriented programming contain multiple concepts. All are working together to give the object, the real world object in the programming world, and building real world business applications in the programming world. Okay, so the abbreviation, the official abbreviation of object-oriented programming is official abbreviation of OOP is object-oriented programming. We do not have a word called OOPS or capital S or small s, but people has created abbreviation for capital S as object-oriented programming system. Structured synopsis is wrong. Okay, I mean, even if you take small s also, the abbreviation will be object-oriented programming only. This slide is clear to all. In your academics, have you got any other abbreviation? In academics, have you got any other abbreviation? Okay, then these are wrong abbreviations. Next, what is WOOP? Now I'll give you some options. Is WOOP a language? Or is WOOP a technology? Or is WOOP a technique? What is WOOP? A WOOP is not language. WOOP is not technology. WOOP is a technique. What the meaning of language? A language is nothing but something that provides syntaxes and semantics for developing new programs is called language. Okay. Java is a language, C is a language, C++ is a language, Python is a language, because they're providing new syntaxes and semantics for developing new applications, new programs. Next, what is the technology? Technology is nothing but something that provides predefined programs for simplifying applications development, programs development. It's called technology. Right? So Java is a language, but WOOP is not a language. Java is a technology. It is providing lot of predefined classes and methods for developing our own applications in a simplified way. So WOOP is a not a technology. Java is a technology. Then what is WOOP? WOOP is a technique. What the meaning of technique? A way of developing suggestions. People who are playing cricket, they should have a batting technique, bowling technique. Technique means some suggestions you need to follow like this so that this benefit will come. Okay. Now, technique is nothing but karate you are playing. Okay. When karate you are learning, you have to use the hands like this, hand like that. That is a technique. Teaching is a technique, right? So everywhere technique is nothing but some methodology, some suggestions or some methodologies we are applying. Okay, suggestions or methodology is nothing but what you call technique. So what is a WOOP? WOOP is a not language. WOOP is not technology. WOOP is not technology. WOOP is a technique. Then what it is doing? WOOP is a it's a kind of programming paradigm. It's a new, it is a technique. WOOP is a technique. WOOP is a methodology. It's a kind of new programming paradigm. It's a new programming paradigm. Okay, then what is the difference between existing programming paradigm and now this WOOP object oriented programming paradigm? Existing programming paradigm, what? Structured programming or procedural programming. So what is the difference between procedural programming and object-oriented programming? Procedural programming is only focusing on mathematical calculations. Okay, if you give me some mathematical operation, okay, give me one formula, that formula, by using that formula, I can write a program so that that formula-based calculations are done by computer behalf of the human being. So procedural programming is only concentrating on how to convert mathematical operations as programs. Everyone understand? So what is the difference between procedural programming paradigm and object oriented programming paradigm? In procedural programming paradigm, programs we will write around function, around one mathematical formula. But in object-oriented programming paradigm, we will write programs not around mathematical formula, around one real-world object. The target of procedural programming is just bringing mathematical calculations into programming world. But whereas object-oriented programming target is okay, the target of object-oriented programming is bringing business applications calculations to programming world. Bringing business applications. For example, you take bank business. In bank business, we are performing one operation deposit. You are not performing operation deposit for some values. You are performing operation for one customer account. That means here customer is what? Object. What is an object? Object is a real world thing, what you can see and what you can use, right? So object is a real world thing, what you can see, what you can use. In a bank account application, in a bank business, there is a customer called, okay, there is an object called customer. For the customer, we need to perform one operation called deposit. I need to perform operation called withdraw. I'm giving you 5,000 rupees to you and I'm asking, okay, go and deposit this money in a bank. Then immediately will asking me two questions. Number one, in which bank I should deposit? Question number two, in whose account I should deposit? In which bank, in whose account you need to deposit, you are asking. Are you catching my point? Here, which bank is an object, which customer is an object. So object-oriented programming is targeting bringing real-world objects into programming world for performing business applications operations for that object. Everyone understand? So procedural programming language is meant for bringing formulas. Okay, just to take one formula, write a program. But object-oriented programming language is not meant for just formulas. That formula operation you are performing for whom? So try to answer now. Procedural programming, in procedural programming, we are writing programs around one formula, one function. Whereas in object-oriented programming, we are writing program around one object and its data. Around object and its data we are developing. Hence object oriented programming target is what? It is a one programming methodology or programming paradigm through which we will create real world objects into programming world. Are you catching my point? Through which we are creating real world objects into programming world. Tell me, whenever you are creating real world object in programming world, for example, let me take ATM machine. ATM machine, real world object. You wanted to create ATM machine in the programming world. Just creating ATM machine in the programming world, is it sufficient? No. After creating ATM machine in the programming world, other objects also you must create called customer. Who is going to use this ATM machine, that person also you should create. So you need to create two objects. Number one, you must create two objects. Number one, ATM, and to use this ATM, you need to create another object called what? Customer. Then you must allow customer to access the object ATM. Tell me, can customer go and access ATM money directly? No, right? Customer not allowed to access money directly. Customer must access money only via some permissions, right? So some card swiping, PIN verification, and money should be there in your account. Then only you are allowed. That means object-oriented programming target is only creating real-world object in programming world. No, it should provide access of one object to another object. While providing access of one object to another object, there should be Bolo, there should be security na. There should be security na. Can you blindly provide access of one object to another object? No. So there should be a verification, there should be a security, there should be data hiding. You must hide your object data from direct access from other person. So tell me, what the target of object-oriented programming? Creating real-world objects in the programming world by achieving security. Okay, I have another question. Tell me, I created, ATM machine object in the programming world, and then I created customer also. Tell me, this customer belongs to which bank? ICICI Bank. Then other customer also created, he belongs to HDFC Bank. I created another customer also who belongs to SBI Bank. I created another customer who belongs to S Bank. Like that, there are a number of customers are there who are belongs to different banks. Then tell me, is this ATM machine, is this ATM object accepts all cards of these customers from different banks? Yes. That means every time when you are changing the account, I mean, whenever you are changing a card from one account to another account, whenever you are changing card of one bank account to another bank account, are you doing any changes in the ATM machine software? No. You are not doing any changes in ATM machine software. The existing software is accepting different bank accounts, okay, and doing withdrawal operation or doing deposit operation on that account. And then tell me, this ATM machine is working fixed with one bank account or any bank account? Any bank account. So then the programming world also should support one ATM machine should accept all different bank accounts, all different bank cards to perform withdraw deposit operations. Yes. So what is the point you need to understand? Your ATM machine should be dynamic binding object, or your ATM machine must be static binding object. It should work with any bank account cards, then dynamic. It should work with only one bank account card, then it should be static. Then tell me what type of object you must support. You must allow accessing your object by different objects without modifying any part of your code. Then we call it as what? Dynamic binding code. Okay. Then tell me, object oriented programming is allowing us to define real world business applications, is allowed to develop real world business applications in the programming world by creating real world objects in the programming world by achieving security for object data, dynamic binding between objects communication. Everyone understand? Look at here the complete statement. What is object oriented programming? Object oriented programming is a technique or methodology. It is a new programming paradigm. It provides set of suggestions for creating real world object in the programming world by achieving security and dynamic binding. Can I hope everyone understand my explanation? Tell me, is procedural programming language supporting creating real world object in programming world? No. Is it providing any concepts for security? No. Is it providing any suggestions to achieve dynamic binding between objects? No. Then tell me, when real world object not allowed to create, when security not providing between objects data, and when dynamic binding is not provided, can you please think and tell me, can I use procedural programming for developing business applications? Possible or not possible? No, not possible. So then what I should use to develop business applications in programming world? Object-oriented programming. So what is the target of object-oriented programming? Why object-oriented programming? If anybody asks why object-oriented programming, you must address 3 points. Array, simple Rabai. Object-oriented programming meant for 3 purposes. Creating real-world object in programming world, achieving security to object data, achieving dynamic binding between objects communication. That's it. So tell me, object-oriented programming is easier or tougher? Sir, but in my college, object-oriented programming very tough, sir. How it can be easy here? Very simple. In your college, object-oriented programming introduced from C language. In C language, you write program like this. In Java, we should write like this. In C language, you create variable like this. In Java, you should create variable like this. Why I should create like this? What is the difference between C and Java? Target they are missing. Okay, C language target is what? C language addressing what type of applications? And object oriented programming targeting what type of applications. The target is missing. Your faculties are not giving idea on the target, idea on the purpose. You know, whenever a student understand purpose, programming will be easy. Why programming is very tough? Because purpose is not giving. Are you catching my point? If you understand purpose, then everything is easy. Now shall we take one more example to understand it? One more example I want to take to make you understand the three words. Tell me, I wanted to develop a software for mobile recharge. Okay, SIM recharge. I want to develop a software for SIM recharge. Okay, now how many objects are there in a SIM recharge process? In a SIM recharge application, how many objects are there? Two objects are there. What are the two objects? SIM is the main object. Number two, second object is what? Mobile. Can SIM work without mobile? No. Now tell me, compare this example with earlier example. Okay, compare this example with previous example. Previous example, ATM machine. In this example, mobile. Both are same. Previous example, ATM card. And now this example is SIM. Previous example, ATM card. Using ATM card, customer is trying to access the cash available in the ATM machine. Now the customer using mobile, customer is trying to access the balance available in the SIM. Are you catching my point? Earlier example, this example, both are same. Earlier also accessing the cash, now also accessing cash. Got clarity here? Earlier also accessing cash, now also accessing cash. Then tell me, through mobile, are you allowed to access mobile? Through mobile, can you access SIM balance directly? Can you increase or decrease the SIM balance directly? Is it in your hand? No. You can increase the balance only by recharge operation. You can decrease balance only by calling or sending SMS. That means you are not directly accessing the balance available in the SIM. Second, mobile is taking only one company SIM or any company SIM? Any company SIM it is taking. Airtel it can take, Vodafone it is take, Jio it can take. Okay, any company SIM it is taking. Now tell me, mobile to SIM communication is between objects communication means mobile to SIM communication is static or dynamic? It is a dynamic binding. And tell me, if you want to develop this mobile SIM software, number one, I have to create two objects, create real world objects in programming world, mobile and SIM two objects. Achieve security to object data, SIM balance must not accessible by mobile directly. Next, achieve dynamic binding between objects communication. Mobile should accept any of the SIMs. That is called dynamic binding. I given two examples. Can you please think one more example by your own for this object-oriented programming 3 points? Any example you pick. Look around you, will find so many objects. Pick one object. Can I take computer and laptop and pen drive? Can I take laptop and pen drive? Laptop is one object. Pen drive is one object. Now, this laptop is trying to access the content available in the pen drive, or pen drive is trying to access the content available in the laptop. Can they each other access directly by themselves? No, right? They cannot access. Then how can they access? Only via some operations, copy operation, paste operation, delete operation. So that is called security. Okay. Then next tell me, this laptop can accept any company pen drive to connect and read and write data. Then tell me, can I say laptop and pen drive are dynamic binding objects? Laptop dynamically connecting to any pen drive. Laptop accepting any company pen drive for performing operations. So tell me, laptop and pen drive, dynamic binding. Now I have a question thing. TV and remote. TV and remote. Are they dynamic binding objects, static binding objects? Can any remote can work with any TV? No, they are static. Next tell me. TV and TV setup box. TV and dish connection. Setup box, a dish setup box. Is it dynamic or static? Dynamic. Okay. Any setup box can be connected to TV, na? So it is dynamic. Correct. Next, the TV setup box and the cable connection. TV setup box and cable connection. Static or dynamic? They are static. Why static? One TV setup box can work with only one connection. Okay. One TV setup box can work with only one cable connection. So now it's a static. Tell me, if it is a static binding nature, is there any problem to customer? If it is a static nature, is there any problem with the customer? Yes or no? Why? Because cannot change from one customer to another customer. Then the customer become monopoly, na? Whatever the price they are asking, I have to pay. Okay, na? So tell me what type of applications we are expecting to develop. Dynamic binding applications. If there is any static binding electronic device or some other equipment is there, will you buy that? No, right? You don't buy it. So always you are expecting dynamic binding application. So tell me, object oriented programming providing what type of communication between objects? Dynamic binding they are providing. Is it clear to all? Yeah. So I have a small request. Can I stop class here now? I have some personal work, need to go outside, need to go one office. Did you understand what is WOOP and why WOOP? Everything clear now? Can you please apply this concept on different real world objects you are seeing around you, or while moving out or around you? Just see real world real world objects and this concept. Okay. And tomorrow, no class for your batch. I'm taking workshop for your seniors. You people, please continue revising what are the points you have learned up to now. And if you have modifiers chapter pending, please complete. Now, I have a one question for you. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, Sunday, 3 days holidays, right? 2 days holidays, sir. Okay. Today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, 3 days we have. So in these 3 days, can I expect you to work and complete 4 videos for me? So that it will be benefiting to us. I have completed object class instance related these videos. Okay, this one completed already in data type chapter. I want you please try to complete variable chapter videos. Variable chapter. All these 5 videos, 5 sessions totally. Expecting all the people complete these 5 videos. 5 into 2, 10 hours. 3 days you have. In these 3 days, can you spend 10 hours? So that Monday, after object oriented programming basics and all completed, directly I can develop variables, types of variables, including project. Object oriented programming basics plus variables based project we can develop, and we'll find some problem and we'll move to method and types of method chapter. What do you say? Are you agreed? Monday, okay, Monday you need to start working on methods chapter. So that's why don't postpone. By Sunday evening, by Sunday night, you are sleeping, you have to complete variable chapter. Now still you have time, right? You have almost 40 minutes of the time. So this 40 minutes, you can complete first video. First video, every point, which I covered in data type chapter. Just you keep the speed of, 2x or 1.5x or 1.7x speed you keep, and you complete it fast. Today, I want you finish this video, and tomorrow, 2 videos, day after tomorrow, 2 videos. Please complete. Okay. Thank you for today class, and tomorrow no class, Sunday no class. Next class is on Monday. Monday we will enter it into project by using class, object, instance and variables. Thank you. See you on Monday. Bye. Or lesser range values, I told you, right? In a memory, we can store.
क्या आप आने वाले आरबीआई ग्रेड बी एग्जाम की तैयारी कर रहे हैं? तो जमकर कीजिए तैयारी।
Same type or it's a lesser type, and tell me, char is a lesser than int, right? We return a table, no? Gajni fellows, forgot, huh? Gajni? Byte to short to int to long to float to double, char to int. We return diagram. And long can be stored in float, but float cannot be stored in long, even though ranges are different. We discussed a lot of test cases, right? Now tell me, here single quote A, allowed or not allowed? Allowed. But single quote A stored? No. What is stored internally? It's a int value stored. 97 will be stored. Int value 97 stored. No problem. Compile successfully. Up to now, compile successfully. Now I am taking another array available in Lang package. But Java 9 version, you have Java. Or assignment accessing variable for reading. And tell me, if you want to initialize or assign, what the rule? Each object specific to object or object specific value.
If you want to sell online, make sure you stand out. Go to Wix Ecom.
Value common to all object specific to object. Okay, tell me. Okay, you can access anywhere until end of the. Hey, Anuj, finally understood. Thank you. You are telling the wrong syntax. Array, how can I create a class level, method level variable again inside a local block, Rababu? That is a rule, na? Where are you, Rababu? Are you in the classroom? Or in the classroom, if you create a same variable inside a local block, compiler throw error, cannot create two variables already in marked, na, already written diagram, na? Wake up, Rababu, wake up, Rababu. Don't kill my energy, Rababu. Don't drink my energy like, you people are torturing like anything in online, Rabai. If it is offline class, if you ask the same question, if it is offline class, I would murder you like anything, Rabai. Because you people bach gaya because of online class. Last point, local block with label. Tell me, local block with a label. So, you have to take care of yourself. When you're attending online class, you have to take care of yourself. You must improve your concentration levels. If it is a classroom, I will monitor you. If it is a classroom, I will monitor you. And if you are moving your head that side, this side, immediately I'll come there and ask why you are moving your head that side, this side. Any lover coming into your brain? Huh? You have to concentrate yourself. You have to improve your concentration levels. Okay, don't bring your lovers into your brain or some other thoughts into your brain. Stay connected to the class. Be concentrate in the class. Concentrate in the class. It is your responsibility to improve your concentration levels. No one will help you. Now, while eating food, you are very much concentrate on the food. Na? Stomach, mosquitoes coming into the food, that is coming, this is coming. You are concentrating on your food while eating. Java is also food to your brain. Java also food to your brain. Concentrate while I'm teaching. Cannot repeat again and again, same point. Now, look at this code. Now I'm trying to understand label. What is the meaning of label? Label is nothing but identifier. Label is nothing but identifier. Identifier, name. So now local block is a nameless block. Sometimes I need to provide a name to the local block. Okay, that name is called what? Label. Now look at here. Have you seen this type of things? Have you seen this type of code in your life? What is this code? It is a for loop. It is a for loop. Loop. What the meaning of loop? A statement is repeatedly executed, then we call it as a loop. Now observe, I wanted to comment all above statements. I'll comment all above statements. Local block completed. I'm commenting all the statements. Right. Now I'm writing here some statements for open bracket, closed bracket. For int I equal to 1, I less than or equals to 10, I plus plus, right? I'm talking very slowly because today class is little new to you. I'm talking very slowly, neatly. Please don't lose your concentration. Don't look at that side, this side. Please concentrate in the class. Okay. Now tell me, any statement you write in this, any statement you write in this block, tell me, it is also local block, na? It is also kind of local block, na? It is also kind of local block. But first block is what? It is a nameless block. There is no name. But this block is also nameless block, but it is meant for executing repeatedly. So this block is meant for executing only one time and decrease the scope of the variable. Okay, it is meant for decreasing the scope of the variable. But whereas if you take this for loop, it is meant for what? Not decreasing scope of anything. It is meant for placing some but this block is also nameless block, but it is meant for executing